walked into the flats the first time when it was completed, it was wow. It was everything that we wanted it to be. It just gives us a wonderful feeling of peacefulness. When we bought it, it was a 3-bedroom, 2.5 bathroom, and we renovated to change to make it far more open. The brief we gave to the designer was to make it as light as airy as possible and to keep it as minimal as possible. We wanted to walk in and you could say, wow, look at that view.
The ocean was a very important element in the design, and in terms of the finishes we chose was very much to be neutral, not to try and compete with the ocean, but to be a background for it.
I think the pipeline was to create that blank canvas, to create that perfect blank canvas that if you don't have anything in the apartment yet, it looks complete.
We wanted a specific look. We were looking at certain type of tile. So we went searching for tiles, and one of the tiling companies we were looking at sent us to Studio Mason.
The penthouse at the President was a very special project because it happened pretty much at the beginning of Studio Mason. We just opened a showroom a few months before, and in walked a lovely couple, Mr. and Mrs. Lurie. They told us about their dream, and the inspiration was immediate for us.
We realized that the floor was a very important element in the apartment, and we wanted to choose something that reflected, you know, real beauty. We decided that a light tile would work best in the apartment, and the large format we also felt would work really well because we wanted to blur the scale of the apartment and make it feel bigger than what it really is.
Because the client before had marble floors, we knew that she loves that sort of tactile finish. But because we are by the sea here and the size of the apartment, we didn't necessarily want to have a product with that sort of upkeep and maintenance.
We looked at the colors and listened to what they liked, what environment they wanted to live in. They wanted something modern, but with a bit of a classical touch. We went on a search to find the best suppliers, and we went to Italy specifically and met with Hendry, and that was where we stopped. We came up with a proposal for them on Calacata Satuario, which is a beautiful classic Italian marble, but with a honed finish. They didn't want something too colorful because they have art in their home, and they wanted to use soft finishes like their furniture to bring the colors in their home.
It's a beautifully made product, very precise, calibrated, and it was large so we wouldn't have a lot of joints. The Calcutta vein in the material reflects back to a classic beauty of Calcutta marble, and it brings out a little bit of grey, and then we use that grey as well as an element in the rest of the apartment, so it really became a thread that ran through the whole design.
We automatically loved the tile. We wanted something that was light, that was airy, that was easy to maintain, easy to clean. The other requirement also, we get afternoon sun in summer, so we didn't want a big reflection off the tiles.
We were also concerned about slipping issues, so we wanted something that's matte and not glaze. We just found that this ticked all the boxes. The other advantage was that the product comes in a large size, minimized the grout lines. It just completely opened the space because it's all flowing.
That go up to 3 meters by 1.5. Gives you almost a seamless kind of effect.
We decided not to line up the joints. We wanted to actually use the staggered joint to create a feeling of more space.
The building process went relatively smoothly. I must say it was amazing to watch them lay these tiles, because they're such a big tile and they have to be done so perfectly that it took them almost an hour on each tile, but it was wonderful to see the process and see it all coming together.
Everybody was a bit skeptical, especially since the product is only 6 mm in thickness. We had to demonstrate to them that it was possible to install these large slabs successfully.
You know, the normal tile in South Africa is typically quite a bit smaller, but it wasn't really a challenge because, as I said, the material is very precise. We didn't have any problems with the joints in the material. We had a very good tiler, and technically it was achieved without any difficulty, actually.
We did take good care to make sure that everything was 100% level before we laid the tile, because often on a large format you don't have the tolerance that you have on a smaller format, so those sort of preparations is very important.
We automatically loved the tile. A home tile which just fits in perfectly with what we were looking for. From a maintenance point of view as well as an aesthetic point of view, these tiles have worked out perfectly for us.
It was a new concept to have a porcelain body but with a real genuine aesthetic appeal. So we embarked on a mission to start working with Hendry, and yeah, from the moment we did that, the rest is history. All the architects and designers that came into our showroom felt immediately inspired.
There was a definite synergy from the moment we walked in, and we agreed on what really needed to happen here. It was kind of a very easy process because we all had the same end result in mind, and at the end of the day, I think we have achieved that.
I think finding some of the pieces, you know, that was actually delightful because we would both be so excited. We clicked immediately together, so that was nice. I think the energy on the project was great.
The renovation made a major difference. We opened up everything. We put the tiles in to flow towards the sea. So when you walk in, your view is brought directly to the sea. You could lie in bed and see the sea. When I'm sitting at my desk, I can look out and see the sea. When you're cooking or in the kitchen, you can see the sea, that you're part of the house. When you're entertaining, you can be part of your guests, and what else?